if this is Carmi on.
Yes, it is.
Hey, how's it going?
Well, it's going good. How about you?
I'm doing real good. First and foremost, I want to thank you for actually being in the chat room and being on the line with me. It's not often that guests do that. So I want to thank you for actually being on the show, literally and figuratively. um, so let's go ahead and begin. What got you into being an actress? How did it all start off for you?
Wasn't an actress or acting since I was 5, and I've always had the desire to act. And recently, just been spending more time pursuing it. So doing some films and stuff like that. So
Do you remember like the first time you was on camera, as far as maybe a TV show or a movie, like your first experience going through that?
my first experience was Wedding Singer, which was a while ago. And that was a interesting experience. Um, so 90210, I got to work on Party of Five, Seinfeld, some of the last episodes, which was fun.
That's awesome. I definitely am familiar with the Wedding Singer. I love that movie. Just an incredible movie. Just thought I'd point that out. Um, so you being an actress and all, what type of movies you enjoy doing the most? Are you more into the romance, the comedy, the action of films, or do you just like take whatever opportunity hits your way?
I prefer action. I do like action and like assassins and superheroes and stuff like that. But of course, I would take any opportunity that comes, even if it's one show that is a western that I'm up for casting for. So that would be fun to do. Well, I guess that's still action, right?
Yeah, that's right there in the category of action. I will say so, for sure. W- What do you consider as the most challenging role that you have ever played? That one role that you wonder if you can pull it off or not.
Hardest of all. Um, Probably something that had to do with like child trafficking or something like that, where I had to really believe that what was going on, like the loss of a child or something like that would be very difficult. My acting is very, it's, you believe the circumstance fully, like the actor's face of believing, and so you really truly have to believe what's going on. And so I think that would be probably one of the hardest because the content of it, if that makes sense.
I definitely understand where you're coming from. I mean, anytime that any actor or actress have to play a role like that, you know, that's emotional.
Yeah.
And it definitely takes a lot of work for that to pull off, if you will. It's I mean, it's definitely challenging for sure, but it's just a matter of being on the same page with the producers and the
Hmm.
directors and things like that, and the support from the cast, and an understanding of this character. Um, have you ever had a role that is relatable to you, or somewhere close being relatable to you?
Absolutely. Um, just filmed a short film about a family that loses family member, and how the kids deal with it and how they deal with the loss. And so I was in that, and I have recently lost my dad, so it was a very close role for me, and a great role because a lot of healing came from it and stuff. But that was a pretty close role to my life. So
I'm sorry to hear about the passing of your father. Um, and my thoughts and prayers go out to your family.
thank
Um,
you.
and so, do you have any upcoming movies or TV shows or anything particular that you'd like to promote that you got coming out soon?
We have it's called Conceal that should be coming out in August, and then we're working on another one called Second Seers. So, and that's kind of like a superhero slash action film about some girls, and so that should be fun. A lot of fighting and a lot of stuff like that. So,
I love me some superhero films. I'm not gonna lie. I guess what stood out to me is I'm more into the, Spider-Man. I'm into the Batman movies, Fantastic Four, of course the Avengers, as well. Um, Seeing that you are very intrigued with these superhero films and all, like how do you feel about some of these superhero films that's been coming out, um, not just currently, but for example, Batman versus Superman movie that's been anticipated. It's gonna be hitting theaters sometime next year. Like, how do you feel about these superhero films coming out?
I love watching superhero movies. I love the Avengers and all of those. I just wish they would have more female, more female superheroes.
That is an absolutely good point. If one thing I've noticed, and I'm glad you brought that up, is that yes, you got the superhero films, but you don't have a lot of lead females. Like a
Yeah.
female, they may be considered like sidekicks or whatever, but they're not necessarily. Um, and I guess this is the world that we live in. Like it's still, I guess, a male dominant world or whatever. But females, like, come on, with all these directors and producers, they gotta come up with something that we can have a female superhero. Like I did hear for Batman versus Superman that there Wonder Woman is going to be there, but of course all the focus is going to be on Batman versus Superman. Um, and I'm looking forward to it for sure. I'm looking forward
Hmm.
to it, but how does that make you feel as a female? You know, that not necessarily superheroes, but films out there when it feels like you don't see a lot of films with females being the lead role. Um, is that frustrating, or is it just I don't know based on popularity, or just maybe the direction that the directors and producers want to go? Like, how do you feel about that as an actress such as yourself?
Well, of course, we want women want more roles that are deep and more lead roles out there. But I do think it's changing. The industry's changing, and there's more female directors now than there's ever been. And I think that the more the more people get interested in seeing, because women are, there are some great roles. I can't say there aren't some, but you're right. It's more dominated by men, absolutely.
So, for people that wants to learn more from your work, why don't you go ahead and let the people know uh, your social media links, your website, where can people get in contact with you for bookings. Why don't you go ahead and promote your links, and how can people book you for roles?
Okay. You can look at my information. I have a website, which is www.carmifellwock, CarmiFellwock.com, and all my information is on there. My agent's on there. I think you had said earlier. My manager that you know, right? Your friends
Yes,
with Troy. Yes.
yes,
World Entertainment.
yeah, World Entertainment Agency. For people that wants to book you for roles or interviews, etc., you can contact them. You can go to their website at worldentertainmentagency.com and send a request for bookings, and they'll take care
They
of it
handle
for you.
everything.
They'll handle it. Well, Carmi, it was great chatting with you. I want
It's great chatting
to
with you too.
thank you so much for being on the show, and I'm definitely looking forward to your up and coming projects. I'll definitely keep an eye on them for sure, and continue success with your career. And one more question I want to ask before I let you go, for any aspiring actors and actresses out there, um, what would your advice be to anyone that wants to pursue their career as an actor or an actress?
I would say, go for, the gifts that God has given you, and work hard at what you want to accomplish, and do it. I mean, you could spend your whole life working at a job that you absolutely hate, or you can pursue your dreams. So go for it, Go for it for the dream of it, and go for it for the art of it. Don't go for it for the fame and the fortune of it, because most people in the industry know that. That's very rare, but go for it for the love of it, and the art of it.
That is a very valid point that you point out. For the art of it, not for the fame and the fortune. Those will though I will consider those incentives. That is if you have success or whatever. Um, then there are people that cannot handle the quote unquote fame and fortune, and they fall apart as far as their careers go along with it. Um, and there's always going to be people that recognize the big names or whatever. And then there's people such as yourself making a name for yourself, good character, a hard worker, very passionate for the craft that you are good at. And I give you a lot of credit for it. And a fan like myself makes it, you make it easy for a fan like myself to support you, because you really want to do this. You really want to show people that this is what I want to do, and I'm going to perform to the best of my ability regardless of what roles thrown at me. I give you a lot of credit for that.
Thank you.
Well, you take care of yourself. You have a great weekend, and I'll definitely keep an eye on those upcoming films for sure. Thank you for your time.
Great. Thank you very much.
You have a good night.
Bye. You too. Bye.
That was my guest of the evening.